Hey y'all, it's Greg again at Salisbury Scuba. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about regulators and tanks and some of the things that drive us instructors and dive masters in the industry about half crazy. Now, it's probably not your fault. Back in the older days, we were trained when we take our regulator off the tank to put it in front of the tank and cut it on a little bit to dry off the regulator. Well, really what we've learned after seeing the inside of the first stage really corrode a whole lot is we're actually blowing water into the first stage instead of off of it. So don't ever do that again. What we're learning to do now is when you take it off, do it in one quick movement with it facing down so the water will drip away from the opening of the regulator. Take your mouth and just blow through it a couple times, or maybe you'll have a dry rag or a shimmy or some type of cloth and wipe it off with it in the down position, dry it off. Then you can also take the dust cap and blow it off with your mouth. And as soon as you get it dry, stick it back on and cap it off. Very easy. Just try to get out of the habit, as we were taught back in the older days, especially in the 80s and 90s, to blow it with the tank. Do not do that any longer. Now, outside of the regulator, on the tanks, we have the dust cap or the tank valve cap. The tank valve cap being on tells us at the shop that that tank is full of air. When you finish using the tank, leave it dangling. When you finish diving, if you bring the tanks and stick them back in our trailer with the cap on it, we're going to assume that that tank was not used today on the dive, and we're going to put it back in the building as full. So the next time we go out onto a dive, somebody's going to say, hey, why do I only have 800 pounds of air? It's because we didn't fill it. It's because somebody put the cap back on it. So please remember, every time when you finish the dive, leave the valve cap just dangling to the side, and it will tell us that this tank needs air. And one more thing, as y'all bring the tanks into the shop to have them filled or serviced, to have visuals or hydros, we end up with 30 or 40 tanks back there. Please be sure, as this guy here did, get a black Sharpie and just write your name on your tank, or put some kind of marking on it or a phone number or something that you'll know it's your tank. So once it goes out to the shop with 40 or 50 other tanks, we can identify what tank the person belongs to. It gets real confusing when we walk out there and there's two tanks and we say, who do these belong to? And we just have to wait for y'all to come back and say, why isn't my tank ready yet? Well, we didn't know whose it was to call and tell. So be sure to write your name on your tanks. That's the tips for today. Y'all have a great day and happy diving.